Ventura County real estate market's changing every day. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home in the next 6 months, stay tuned and check out the monthly market update. What is up, everyone? It's Brian Castor with callcaster.com, bringing you yet another monthly market update. This time for the month of October. I can't believe it's already October. Every time we do this, we always look at last month's data because this month hasn't happened yet. So let's just dig right in. First and most important, prices went down. Our median sales price across the county is $790,000. That's a $10,000 reduction month over month, but that is up from $675,000 last year. The average days on market are up to about 29 compared to 18 this time last year, which is a pretty good increase, but again, we'll talk about why here in a minute. The number of active listings are up. We have 1,467 countywide compared to 1,235 this time last year. And the number of sold listings are down to only 600 compared to 875 this time last year. So the biggest news is going to be interest rates. Interest rates just took a big jump up to about 6.7%. That is a huge jump from just last month when it was 6%. So what does this all mean for you? What's going on in the market? Well, let's just stop for a second, because usually I go through whether it's a good time for a buyer or a seller. But let's pause for a minute and let's talk about what happens when interest rates go up. Every single time interest rates go up about 1%, your payments are going to be about 10% higher on the same amount of mortgage. So for example, on an $800,000 house, back when it was about 5.7%, about 3 months ago, give or take, your monthly payment would have been around $6,600 for a mortgage of $800,000. Now that it's at 6.7%, that same $800,000 mortgage is going to be around $7,200 a month. So as these interest rates rise, prices can't go up because typically buyers are looking at their top dollar in the current market. So as these interest rates rise, we either expect prices to stagnate or to go down. And we've had our interest rates go up from like 2s in some situations up to almost 7 or over 7 in some situations. So when it goes from give or take 3 to give or take 7, payments have gone up 40%. So we're expecting to see the market slow down. But the good news is that we're not seeing it slow down much. A lot of people were saying the sky would fall, prices would drop. They're not. Homes are still selling in 29 days, which historically speaking is really good. Compared to the last 2 years, that's a long time. But typically if you can sell your home in a month, it's a pretty good seller's market. So overall, if you're looking at these interest rates, whether it's a good time or bad time, you've got to keep in mind that as these interest rates go up and they don't seem to show signs of going down, every 1% means that you're getting roughly 10% less house for your money. So if you are a buyer in the current market, is it a good time to buy? Well, if you look at, again, any time in the last 2 years, 2 years ago was the best time when prices were low, interest rates were low, right? And since then it's gotten worse. So if you were to compare right now to the last 2 years, right now is a bummer, right? But if you were to compare this month to last month was a lot better. Even though prices did go down slightly, the interest rate went up a bunch. So your monthly payment just went up a bunch because you waited another month. So is it a good time? I think it's as good a time as we're going to get. I was hoping interest rates were going to hold steady and prices were going to go down slowly. Had the interest rates not changed, I would have probably held on to that. But with that 0.7% increase over the last 30 days, all bets are off. If it's a good time for you to buy a home and you can afford it, do it, because I can almost guarantee they're going to raise those interest rates again. Now, if you're just selling and you're not buying anything, you have an investment property or something like that, is it a good time to sell? I've been saying this for 2 years, more or less, but now really is a great time to sell. The best time to sell was back in around April when the prices were at their highest, and since then they've come down. So when we were talking about interest rates, with those interest rates going up, buyers can't necessarily afford as much. So the longer you wait and the longer these interest rates go up, the less money you're going to make when you sell it. So if you are thinking about selling and purely selling, not buying, it is a great time to sell, because I don't think you're going to get this amount of money for the home anytime soon. And lastly, my favorite group, the upgraders or downsizers. If you're thinking about selling and buying, then as always, it's always a great time, because the prices are more or less going to do the same, right? When prices go up, both of your homes go up. When prices go down, both of your homes go down. But the big difference here is those interest rates going up. Because if you have a home at, say, refinanced and you got 2.8% interest, as you're waiting to upgrade or downsize, those interest rates are getting higher. So you're just more out of pocket the longer we wait here to make that transition. So if you are selling and buying, no time like the present. I think that by the time we hit next year, it's going to be even higher. So the longer you wait to make that move, the more you're going to pay. And it's not that you're going to get more house. It's not that you're going to get more of anything. It's just you're going to pay more interest. And that's not fun. So if you're thinking about upgrading or downsizing, let's go now. And I know this sounds like the typical realtor thing, right? You need to buy now, you need to sell now, right? But for real here, guys, if you were looking to buy last month and didn't, and procrastinated, and you're pulling the trigger now, you're probably going to pay, about 7.5% more for that house for waiting that time. If you are upgrading, again, you're probably going to pay some extra money here because the interest rates went up 0.7%. If you're selling, well, now you're going to sell it for a little less than you did last month. So I know it sounds like the typical realtor thing to just be like, buy and sell, we want to make some money, right? But really, if you're interested, now is the time, and this isn't for me, it's for you guys, because you're going to get more for your money the sooner we jump on this. So if you have any questions, if you want to talk about interest rates have impacted the market, or you want to go over what the market is doing in your city or in your super local area, you know what to do. Call Castro. I'll talk to you guys soon. And don't forget the links down below. Down below we have all the links for an instant home valuation and all kinds of other cool stuff. Talk to you guys next time.